Good morning. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the puns out of the way early. That way they don't continue throughout the video. So this knife that I'm going to be starting off this list with is known as a Mora CRAFTLINE knife, and I'm going to show you a few different knives from that series. This one is known as the Mora Basic 511. It's only around $10. So you can see right off the bat, Mora knives can be extremely affordable. This one has carbon steel, and it's just a very simple, easygoing knife. It has a nice finger guard, a nice sheath, which I'll talk about here shortly, and it's extremely functional. Mora knives are very capable, and they come in a multitude of different colors, and I'll also be going over the different styles that you can get as well. So right off the bat, $10, you can get one of these knives, and might as well just pick up a bundle, which they sell as well. I'll be leaving links for all of the knives that I'm going to be talking about in the description box down below. The next knife is going to be more expensive than the previous one. This one is the Mora 546, and pretty much the only difference is that this has stainless steel where the other one had carbon steel. So this one is going to be a little bit better probably for the woods, so you don't have to keep it dry as much as maybe the previous one. And the other main difference is that it is $1 more. So $1 difference, you get stainless steel. We're not breaking the bank, and you're already probably starting to see the appeal of Mora knives if you're not familiar with them. Also, you can clip this to your belt or even your pocket if you are filling up to it. Moving on to the Mora Pro. So as the name implies, this one is going to be even more expensive. So instead of paying $11 like you would with the previous one, now you're paying $12 whopping dollars. And what you're getting now is that instead of just a pure plastic handle like the previous ones, these have an over mold of like a rubberized grip at the top and then the bottom of the handle, and that creates a really good comfort, a really good grip for you. So there's a Pro C, which is the carbon version that you're seeing right here, and then for $1 extra you can get the Pro S, which is the stainless steel version of it. And moving on to the Mora Robust. This one, like its name implies, is going to be a little bit more hardier, more robust, as its claim to fame is. In fact, if you see one of the brothers Bushcraft of Knives videos on this knife, you can see how tough this knife is, and it has a thicker spine as well. One other thing I wanted to mention before I move past the CRAFTLINE knives is another thing you can do with the sheath is attach them together, and it's actually really simple to attach. So now you have maybe a more robust knife and then maybe a smaller knife. So if you're feeling in the mood and you wanted to carry two more knives by your side, you can certainly do that. The next knife is not technically a CRAFTLINE knife. It's simply known as the Mora floating knife, and just as its name implies, this knife that has a handle made out of cork will float. So this is going to be a great option to have out on the water. It has a serrated edge so that you can cut your fishing line a little bit easier as well. So what a great option to have for those of you who are fishermen. The next series of knives are known as the Mora companion knives. And what I really like about these knives are the sheath itself. It's really easy to get the knife out of that sheath, as well as the overmold handle. It's extremely comfortable, it's extremely grippy. They come in all sorts of different colors, and yeah, they're inexpensive just like the previous knives. This one is around $15 for the standard Mora, and then if you wanted to get the heavy duty Mora, which has a slightly larger spine, that is going to cost you around $19 total. And you know, like I said, they come in lots of different colors. You don't have to just get orange. I think one of the more popular colors is the olive drab, but I like having orange because it's really bright. It's easy to see in the woods if you were to drop this. So those are the Mora companion knives. Another Mora companion-esque knife is their Light My Fire knife. Now, they've recently replaced these knives with a Mora companion Spark, and both of those are going to run you around $31. And the cool thing about these is that it comes with a ferrocerium rod that comes right out of the handle, and then you can use the spine of the blade in order to create sparks. And like I said, if you want to get the Light My Fire knife or the new Mora companion that just came out, be sure to check out those links down below. Okay, switching gears real quickly, still staying in the $31 price range, but showing you a different style of knife. This is known as the Mora 2000, and then actually has kind of a little bit of a cult following. People really like the wraparound overmold rubberized handle. They really like the shape and blade grind of this blade, and they really like the fact that you can carry this either way with the sheath that it comes with. So very simple design, very functional, very comfortable, very grippy, all of those kind of things, and still only around $31 on Amazon.com. So this is the Mora 2000. And then moving on to another knife, just kind of still climbing in price a little bit. This is known as the Mora Bushcraft. This is $35, and people really like this one as well, especially the handle. So it offers a little bit of a finger guard and groove, and it really locks into place really well. And then it has a 90-degree spine, perfect for a ferrocerium rod. And there are different versions of this one. So if you're going to get the stainless steel one, then that only comes in orange. And then if you want to get the carbon steel version of that, that one's going to cost you a little bit more at $41. And then if you want to get the full kit and caboodle, then that one's going to cost you around $52 if you get the one that comes in tan, or if you want to get this one that you see right here, that's around $60. So those are the different Mora Bushcraft knives, carbon steel, stainless steel, and then that full kit that comes with not only a sharpener but also a ferro rod there on the side. Before I finish the video by showing y'all the newest offerings from Mora, I want to show y'all one of their classic designs. This is known as the Mora Classic #2. And this is actually a knife that I was introduced to by watching Dual Survival. Cody Lunding loved to wear this knife and to use it. So just to show you guys that you can bushcraft with a knife that does not have a full tang. And all the knives that I've shown you so far all have partial tangs. So moving on to, like I said, the Classic #2, it has a wooden handle, so very different than the other knives I just showed you, and it doesn't have any finger guard or groove of any kind, which helps you get really close to the blade, which is going to be great for feather sticking. It has a very simple sheath, and this can either connect to your belt or a button, which you can buy these types of accessories from little Etsy stores and whatnot, and I'll leave a link to this one down in the description box down below as well. But really classic design, very functional and very comfortable, and also very inexpensive. This one is only around $16. Okay, so now that I've covered the inexpensive classic partial tang knife, I want to show you the more expensive modern full tang Mora knife. And this one came out because a lot of people were complaining about Mora knives not being full tang, and they want to use it to baton with wood and more heavier duty tasks. So they came out with this one, and it was around $100 when it first came out, but now it's only $73 on Amazon right now. There is a new version that also was just released recently, and that one is with a carbon blade and has a black coating on it, and it's around $90. But yeah, so if you get this, you can get the one that has a leather sheath, or there's also another version out there. But as far as I'm concerned, I prefer the handmade version. I like the leather that's out there, as well as the ability to carry a ferro rod, as well as a dangler capability. But the choice, of course, is yours. Going down in size and in price, we have the Mora Eldris. So it's similar in some ways to the previous knife I just showed you. The main difference, of course, is going to be the fact that it has a smaller blade, but it's also still stainless steel. Now this one is not full tang, but one of the advantages I think this has potentially over the other one, depending on what you're looking for, is that this has a grippier grip in that this has a rubber overmold where the other one was completely plastic. So that's kind of just depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for a rugged full tang knife that is not going to have too much wear around the handle, or are you looking for a more comfortable handle? And if you're looking for a smaller blade, I would definitely go with the Mora Eldris. This can be a great knife on the belt, as well as a neck knife. It really just depends on what you're looking for. It is a little bit bulkier than a lot of neck knives, but it is extremely ergonomic for a small knife. If you want to get the full kit, that's going to cost you around $41. Alright, and last but not least, we have the Mora Kansbol knife, and it's very similar in the Eldris, in the handle at least, in that it has a rubberized grip. It also has that 90-degree spine, as well as that unique blade grind that's really going to bite into the wood well. This is a combination of a lot of awesome things that Mora has to offer, but I'd love to hear from you guys. What is your favorite Mora knife and why? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hopefully this video shed some light on the different offerings that Mora has, and if that's the case, please click that like button and check out those links in the description box down below so that you guys can find the right Mora knife for you. Mora knives are awesome in that they are mostly inexpensive, lightweight, functional knives that you can bring out into the woods, or go camping, or bushcraft, or having your survival kits. They are very, very versatile knives. Anyways, y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be repaired. God bless.
Canterbury here at the 2017 SHOT Show with Budget Bugout. And he asked me a question today. He wanted to know a little bit about the differentiation between these three new knives from Mora. You've got the Garberg, which is Mora's full tang, the Kansbol, which is based off the old 2000 model, and you've got a new Eldris, which is kind of a more pocket or neck style knife. So let's talk about the difference between these two knives and my philosophy about the usefulness of the three models.